Yeah. So is Ken Carson the dude that's like pushing 30 but yelling Teen X? That's what I heard.
How old is Ken Carson? I gotta look this shit up. Ken Carson age. I think he's younger than me. Well, every time you look it up, it pulls up this like the actual Ken Carson that's 79 years old. But let me look up Ken Carson rapper. I think he's like 24, 25.
Yeah. Yeah, if he's 24, 25, typing with all those underscores and yelling Teen X, like, come on, bro. Like, what are you doing?
What do you think about Carti doing that?
It's kind of like Carti was normal for a while, though. Like, when he first got in the game. And then he just turned into that. And Carti is not yelling no Teen X. Carti's not trying to be a teenager. He's just
maybe Ken is 20. Like he just turned 20, 21.
Nah, I know he's at least 22.
Man, I don't know. People in the chat are saying 22. He's not pushing 30 though. Come on.
Yeah, no, I just exaggerated.
I mean, the thing is, rap is so young. Like, you're not necessarily rapping for yourself anymore. Like, you're rapping for the fans who are 16 years old, or at least the diehards. So you're kind of, you make, when they recite the lyrics, they feel it more than you do.
Yeah, but nobody's gonna care if Ken Carson is 22. They're not gonna be like, bro, you're 22, we're not listening to your music. Yeet's like 22 or 23.
Right. Teen X. Is that like a reference to something? Teen X.
I don't know.
Teen X, man. I
mean, didn't he drop a song called Teen Bean? Like, is that a reference to something too?
Teen X is one of his projects, but I'm trying to figure out if it's something prior to that. Teen X was actually a Playboi Carti song, but I believe it was a reference to Ken Carson, who he had signed before or after a Whole Lotta Red. That's the collab with Future. So I think Ken Carson coined that term.
Okay.
Teen X is having a young high. Okay. Sorry, go ahead.
All right. Actually, that does make more sense if that's the actual reference. So put me onto this Destroy Lonely guy. Like I see people literally only talk about this dude's snippets. Like, does this guy even put music out?
Man. Yeah, he just has hella leaks and snippets. It's another situation like Ken Carson, but I think he's just earlier on in the process, wherein he gets the Playboi Carti cosign. He's signed to Opium. And so just with the Playboi Carti fan base, when like a 4-second low ass quality song, is playing in the background of one of their affiliates in the car, leaks or plays on an IG story, like people start freaking out. So that's kind of bled into Destroy Lonely too. But yeah, he doesn't drop music. I don't get it, but I guess they know what they're doing, because he at this point I believe has like 500,000 monthly listeners on Spotify, 563K actually. Meanwhile, he's only dropped, let's see, he dropped a single earlier, a couple months ago, and then the last release prior to that was a single in 2021 and a few singles in 2020, and that's it. So damn. I think Carti's marketing strategy is just to expand their audience before they actually release any of the music, because it's worked for him, I guess, with building up hype, and then they can work on music and preview snippets and whatever. Right? Does that make sense?
Well, I think Carti's whole marketing strategy for his artists is like some spirit bomb, and they just taking some of his energy.
Yeah. But I think they're doing exactly what he does.
Yeah, but it only works because they're signed to Carti. Like, for example, we saw Cochise blow up.
Right.
And he went from, just being this relatively underground artist to being big. Now, do you think Ken Carson would be as this big with this kind of fans if he was never signed to Carti or affiliated with Carti?
No. And that's no diss towards Ken, but yeah.
Yeah, and it's definitely the same thing for Destroy Lonely. If he wasn't signed to Carti, they don't give two fucks about your 3-second snippets.
Exactly.
So
I think all of it bleeds into them. And that's, again, everybody in the chat, before people start drawing conclusions, we're not dissing them, but I agree. It's just because it's the Carti fan base that already was super into the snippets and leaks that it bled over to them.
And that's why I kind of feel like if you're an artist like that, you got to do something for yourself. For example, like Pierre Bourne, he wasn't signed to Carti, but he got a lot of his fans from Carti, but he started doing a lot of his own shit and he broke away in terms of, you see Pierre Bourne as like his own entity. You still just see Ken Carson as like, I feel like they're just waiting for Playboi Carti to tell them what to do. And I don't see them making their own.
They're like his minions
moves. Yeah.
That is, I think a lot of people think that. I don't know about waiting for his direction, but yeah, Carti is, in a broader sense, not even just to Ken and Destroy Lonely, but everybody tries to emulate his brand because he has the strongest cult, at least in my opinion, out of any rapper right now. Similar to like X.
I don't think it's similar to X, but I agree.
I mean similar to X in the way, yeah, X had a bigger cult fan base, but I mean like similar to X in the sense that no rapper has like a grip on their fans like Carti does currently.
No, I think it's similar to X in size. It might have even been bigger, but I don't think it's the same grip.
Right, because there's no like emotional attachment.
Yeah. I do think there's like some sort of aspirational, perhaps I think it's more aspirational from the side of the fans where they think Carti's like this really cool being that, they want to emulate, or they just like love the music. It's the whole package. But yeah, I agree with you in terms of like Playboi Carti has the biggest cult fan base currently in the rap game.
Now, 2 questions related to this. So we're talking about, and this is from Cracked Quinton. We're talking about how the Carti cosign has boosted Ken and Destroy Lonely to the max, and it still is, and we'll see where it goes. But so far, it's worked, and it's likely profitable given they have so many monthly listeners already. But he also apparently has signed Homicide Gang. Do you know who they are?
Are they? Oh no, he's beefing with Ola Run, right?
Carti?
That dude's not Homicide Gang, is he?
I think he may have affiliated with them at one point and then he switched, or I'm not a gang, and I'm not Trap Lord Ross, but I think they're ops.
Okay. So yeah. No, I know of Homicide Gang, but I've never heard their music. I've only heard Ola Run's music.
Okay, so given that they are also signed to Carti, why has it not worked for them?
What's their music like?
Very like Whole Lotta Red type beat.
How long have they been signed?
Well, so they just got confirmed, I believe, in like the XXL exclusive interview that he did a couple months back when he said that he done dated. Do you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah. He's messing with them Transformers. Yeah. Allegedly. That's what could be deduced. Although I don't think that's the case.
He was messing with Saucy Santana. But yeah, so why hasn't it worked for them? Because they are literally like the same. Homicide is, I think, a gang or something. Aside from being called Homicide Gang, Homicide was shit that Carti was affiliated with. So it was already kind of known that they were affiliated with Carti. So why hasn't it worked? Could be because they're new, but I don't know.
I think it's because they're new. Maybe like they're the lowest priority. But I'm looking at their numbers and it looks like it's going up. I mean, they've got one project. One of the songs has like 3 million. All of the other songs have several 100,000.
Damn, they are going up 170. It's almost like Carti doesn't even have to rap. All he has to do is he's like a fucking influencer, but instead of promoting, I don't know, different restaurants and products, he just like posts a picture or like a story with somebody, and then their monthly listeners goes up like 100,000.
Yeah, but it's, you gotta respect it because he's not whoring himself out promoting a bunch of shit like these other rappers. Like what is Uzi doing? He was doing one of those giveaway posts. Like, come on, bro. Like, you're a little Uzi Vert. That's why if Uzi co-signs somebody, he doesn't hit the same. And Uzi's just around with everybody.
Right. So that was actually the second question somebody in the chat asked. So you think that a Carti cosign is stronger than Uzi, even though Uzi is much bigger?
I think a Carti cosign is the strongest thing right now in the game.
I think so too.
Because we got to keep it a buck. We're talking strictly cosign. When, for example, when any of these big artists like Lil Durk or Lil Baby cosign somebody, the industry starts putting money and they start doing this playlisting stuff and all this other stuff to boost up numbers, but you don't see the fans really behind it. The Carti cosign is organic and people actually flock to the music, and if they mess with the music, they usually do because he also likes the music, they're going to become fans of that person. I can't even think of another artist whose cosign even matters really, let alone has that much of an impact. Maybe like Drake. Yeah, but Drake co-signed and did a song. Well, Smiley's ass, but
Smiley is fucking ass. But so a lot of people say Yeet, like Drake co-signed Yeet and then he blew up, even though I don't think the Drake co-sign really helped all too much. I think it just confirmed like he's a good artist. Yeah, and you got to think like, yo, you pay attention to this way more. Like Yeet was like skyrocketing already. Yeah, he was getting like millions of followers in the next couple months, regardless if Drake did anything or not. Yeah, and Drake co-signs so many just people, so like his cosign is watered down. Like he just be throwing up any Toronto artist on his story. I think Drake just cosigns people to like act like he, and I like Drake. I love Drake actually. So this is not a, shade or anything. Not that he would see this, but I think that he cosigns like street shit and others so that he can, I don't know, give back. It's almost like what is it called on Twitter when you like, I don't know, promote something just because you think society wants you to? What, grandstanding, virtue signaling. I think he does it. He virtue signals. But I think that's the inappropriate usage of the term, because like virtue signals to kind of like make a statement about like a cause, whereas like I think Drake is just a fan. I legitimately think that dude's a fan. He pays attention to everything and he just shows love when he actually likes something. Okay. I just feel like you'll always see Drake give a Future cosign and they might be friends, but I think he makes sure that he taps in with the street side so that he can keep the street listeners. Facts. I agree. That's what I mean by virtue signaling. He still might like them, like the artists in the streets, but I know that like having, I don't know. So Future's sales, he got, what was it, like 200 something K? Yeah, like 220, something crazy. And would you not agree that it was completely carried by that Drake song, or two Drake songs, in fact? What do you mean, like the sales of the project? Yes. I gotta Wait for You was like number one. Yeah, but I don't know, that album's I listened to the whole album. I didn't really like it that much, to be honest. Yeah, that album is hard.
That's one of the
Okay,
best. I think
you liked
that's one of the best albums that Future has dropped since DS2.
I think the best Future project is his Future self-titled.
That's old, isn't it?
Yeah, I remember being in college just bumping that shit, like the whole album.
Okay, yeah. This song almost got 100 million, and the other Drake song got like 35 million. So like,
Yeah.
let's say 135 million. Yeah, it's probably like a third, maybe, of the.
So what I'm saying is, I feel like Drake makes sure to give Future and street rappers the features so that nobody can ever say like, oh, he went mainstream, he stopped like giving back and blah blah blah, as a rapper that is predominantly like street culture.
Future or Drake?
Drake.
I don't think Drake is primarily street culture as music.
I don't think so either, but rap comes from that.
Yeah, I don't think Drake has to though, but I think he does that to keep that fan base. Like I think he intentionally wants to check all of the boxes, and I agree.
Yeah. So
I do think he's really cool with Future though.
Yeah, exactly. I think they're really good friends, but still, originally I think they did that collab tape to tap back in with the streets.
Yeah, and well, that collab tape, Future was like the hottest thing in the world. He had to hop on it.
Right, because Drake
Hottest
does
in America, I should say.
Yeah,